Right now at 5:30, we've learned some new information overnight about an officer-involved shooting in Wolfe County. We'll have the latest on the investigation coming up in a live report.
Also on WKYT this morning in Lexington, police say they are taking some reports now after more than a dozen cars have been broken into on Reading Road this morning. We'll have more on a search for suspects.
And in Knox County, a couple's behind bars after police say they drugged and then sexually abused a child.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you from WKYT. Welcome in. Cinco de Mayo. A happy one to you. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. I don't know how much revelry is in the cards on this Cinco de Mayo, but there will definitely be some guacamole eaten and some, maybe other Mexican food partaking.
Sounds like fun, right?
Yeah.
All right, and we do want to check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who's in. Be a good day to, eat out on the patio or something,
yeah,
too,
I think
right?
so, yeah. When you go to these Mexican restaurants later on this afternoon and off into the night, boy, you're going to see those patios full outside. That is for sure. Good point out there, Bill. As we approach the 80s today, by the time you go out to eat later on, we go from 58 this morning there in Frankfort. It's a beautiful start to the day, to sitting there around 70 to 75 degrees during dinner time. It'll be perfect. 60 degrees right now in Lexington, 61 sitting there in Montgomery County. Planning out your Tuesday, look across the way, 82 this afternoon, and believe it or not, that is not even close to the warmest temperature we will see in your 7-day forecast. We have some warm days coming up, summer-like days, and I'll show you how high we go coming up.
Okay, thank you very much, and let's get to the news. We're learning more this morning about an officer-involved shooting in Wolfe County.
We first brought you this story last night at 11. The shooting actually happened around 9:30 last night in Pine Ridge off Kentucky 15 North. WKYT's Victor Puente is at our live desk with more on what we have learned overnight. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Rebecca. The man shot by police is now in the hospital. This morning, we've learned his name and the charges he's facing. The shooting happened just behind the Desi Scott Children's Home in the Pine Ridge area of Wolfe County. Kentucky State Police say it started around 9:30 Monday night when they were called for a report of an armed man. They say when they got there, 39-year-old Matthew Preston confronted them holding a handgun. Police say they tried to get Preston to drop that gun, but he fired at troopers who fired back. They say they're still piecing together what led to the shooting.
We'll continue this shooting investigation just like we would any investigation, and any type of findings that we go from there, we'll report them to the people that need to be reported to.
Preston is facing 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer. They say his injuries are non-life threatening. At first, he was taken to Kentucky River Medical Center in Jackson. Then he was airlifted to UK Hospital. Once he's out of the hospital, he'll be taken to jail. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you very much. New this morning, Lexington police are telling us that they have arrested the man who shot someone during an attempted robbery. 19-year-old Aquay Walker is charged with fleeing and evading and assault. According to an arrest citation, he shot a man in the stomach during an attempted robbery on Codell Drive nearly a week ago. Walker was arrested yesterday and is expected to be in court on the charges later today.
New this morning, we're tracking the investigation into a rash of car break-ins in Lexington.
Getting onto this story now, police are taking reports. More are coming in. At least a dozen break-ins reported on a stretch of Reading Road. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from the scene with the latest on the investigation. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Police say that the car crooks were last seen here in the Breckenridge apartment complex. Investigators say that the burglars have hit at least 15 cars in this area here on Reading Road. Now, investigators say that the call came in around 3:20 this morning. They say that they were searching for the burglars after someone in the apartment here reported seeing 2 men ducking around cars in the parking lot. Police say they are still looking for the 2 car crooks who were last seen on foot in this apartment complex. Now, we're told they don't have a detailed description of the young men yet. Officers think some of the cars that were hit in this rash of burglaries may have already been unlocked. Police officers are still checking to see if anything was stolen. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. A Knox County couple is charged with sexual abuse this morning after police say they drugged and molested a 12-year-old girl. Barberville police arrested Arthur Vaughn and Faith Vaughn for the crime. The victim's mother says she sent her daughter to stay with the Vaughns, who are related to the family. The mother says the couple forced her daughter to smoke marijuana with Arthur and then gave her other drugs.
The doctors had told me they found large amounts of Xanax in my child's system. You drugged my child to be able to touch her. I will never have full peace with it. but I will feel a lot better when I know that they're going to be in jail for a long time.
The couple already pleaded not guilty to charges at a hearing yesterday. Arthur Vaughn's preliminary hearing is set for next Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Now 5:35 on WKYT this morning, and a southern Kentucky community is working hard to help family members of 6 people who were killed in a crash. Police say 41-year-old Tina Proctor, 25-year-old Audrey Ellis, 12-year-old Nate Proctor, 4-year-old Red Barnhouse, 2-year-old Zoe Bertram, and 17-month-old Jace Bertram all died Friday night in that crash near Monticello. All 6 were related. Hicks Vaughn Funeral Home there is handling the funeral arrangements, and they're collecting donations for funeral costs. We're told that many people have already given money to help.
Really, the community has handled this like, hey, this is our duty. And, for that, we're proud.
If you would like to donate, you can find out how to do that at our website, WKYT.com. And a vigil has been scheduled to remember the 6 victims. That will be Saturday night at 6 o'clock at the Aspire Center in Monticello.
Well, there were some frightening moments for a group of students headed home after their school bus crashed. It happened on Colby Road in Clark County yesterday. Police say a Chevy Blazer swerved to avoid rear-ending another car. The bus had to swerve to avoid hitting the Blazer. That bus ended up hitting a stone wall. 15 students were on it, but they and the bus driver were not injured. The driver of the Blazer taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
A Western Kentucky sheriff's deputy is on administrative leave this morning after his gun went off at a wedding. Witnesses say the Carlisle County deputy's gun fell out of his jacket and discharged when it hit the ground. The bullet ended up hitting his mother. The couple had just said "I do" when the gun went off.
It was loud. And like I say, I knew there were no balloons here. A gun to be fired in church was something I'd never heard before, and it was so scary and terrifying.
Deputy Corey Golightly says his mom is okay, but will probably be spending about a week in the hospital. Golightly is on paid administrative leave until the county finishes up its investigation.
Well, a woman was arrested for allegedly trying to steal money from a fire department fundraiser. Harlan police charged 44-year-old Marilyn Goldsberry with robbery, disorderly conduct, wanton endangerment, and menacing. They say firefighters from the lower Clover Fork Fire Department were collecting money during a roadblock. That's when Goldsberry, they say, tried to steal a boot with donations inside.
I figured she was going to hit me or maybe pull the gun out or something. I didn't know what to do. I just held on to the boot. I wouldn't let it go.
Firefighters and police were able to stop Goldsberry before she got away. They say they were still able to raise enough money. Good news here, to buy gifts for children at Christmas.
The 4 Republican candidates running for lieutenant governor in Kentucky debated the issues in front of a statewide audience last night. KET hosted the debate as part of Kentucky Tonight. One of the topics discussed, how to create new jobs in the Commonwealth.
The first thing that we would do is pass right to work in this state. The fact of the matter is 35% of companies tell our economic development coordinators that right to work is an automatic disqualifier for them coming to the Commonwealth.
That is absolutely imperative, is right to work, but followed right behind that has to be, it must be that the $34 billion pension shortfall.
When we're not a right-to-work state, we are losing out on good jobs. And so that would absolutely be a priority. And then also tax reform would be the next thing that we would have to do to make Kentucky a place where people would want to come do business.
And the first thing, we need to get our corporate tax down. We've got a plan to bring that down by 0.25% over a 4-year period to bring that down to be able to attract the jobs. The second thing is we have to get a handle on our addiction problem.
Kentucky's primary election is May 19th, 2 weeks from today.
Well, a historic Lexington building threatened with demolition may have a new savior. According to the Herald Leader, the Warwick Foundation Board voted yesterday to give $300,000 to help relocate the old People's Bank building on South Broadway. It'll cost $850,000 to move the building. Preservationists want to move the bank to a lot on High Street. Langley Properties, which owns the building, decided last week to put off demolishing the building to allow more time to raise funds.
A lot of outcry over that old building. Well, a real estate investor who wants to restore Muhammad Ali's childhood home here in Kentucky has a new partner. A Philadelphia lawyer says he is now the co-owner of the famous boxer's one-story wood frame home in Louisville. The lawyer has partnered with a Las Vegas investor to restore the home. The lawyer says the project could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
In celebration of Cinco de Mayo, today Taco Bell is offering up some freebies. The fast food chain announced it will give away one free sausage or bacon biscuit taco per customer today. Only be available between 7 this morning and 11 a.m. And if you want to see what other places are offering up Cinco de Mayo specials, check out our website, WKYT.com.
A busy road through the University of Kentucky campus will be getting a makeover this summer. Next week, much of Alumni Drive between Tates Creek Road and Nicholasville Road will close to traffic. UK leaders say crews will install 2 roundabouts on Alumni Drive, along with a bicycle lane and a walking lane. The stretch of Alumni Drive will reopen September 1st, just in time for the start of a new school year at UK. You'll still be able to get to the Arboretum by using Tates Creek Road during the construction. And there's even a back entrance there off onto, I think, Belafonte there from...
And they're saying that their goal is to have this complete by the fall, by the time football season rolls around. So that's the goal. Yep. Even though, you know, you may have to find a little detour. They're detouring it over there. So just keep that in mind.
Hope the weather cooperates with the project. All right, the time this morning coming up on 5:41. And we're checking live drive traffic right now. Here's our first look at the interstate. It's I-64 and I-75 at the northern split. And traffic is moving along fine. We have no reports of any major problems out there this morning.
And a reminder that today is the final day, according to the city of Lexington, that they will be working on Man-O-War starting at 9 this morning. They're at Tates Creek and Beaver Creek, so keep that in mind. They're doing some repaving work.
All right, a lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Tuesday morning.
Well, some stressed out college students in Illinois getting a much needed break thanks to some dogs. We'll tell you all about these therapy pups.
No real change in the forecast. It's going to be warm. Humidity will be on the rise, but does that mean rain? I'll show you that in your forecast coming up.